Hello students, a very good morning. So students, in the last class we have started to discuss the topic for the superposition of principle of waves. So before that one, as we have discussed the velocity of longitudinal wave, velocity of transverse wave, whenever we are talking for any musical instrument or any string or any organ pipe we have. Now let's see what is superposition of waves, and then we will start to discuss after superposition how many types of phenomena can be there and how that phenomena are affecting our daily life where we are using them at all. So first, as in superposition of wave, last time I have told you, whenever two or more waves simultaneously meet in a medium, then that time in their resultant displacement as well as in their amplitude, their or intensity, there is a change is just observing, and that change in their values are known as just superposition. So let's see if two waves that are progressing in the same direction simultaneously, then what will be their resultant displacement if they will meet simultaneously to each other. So first for that one, you just take y1 is the displacement of the first wave, and according to now the wave equation we can write this one for r sine omega t minus kx. For our simplification here, I am going to take the two waves that are moving, that have same amplitude, same frequency, same propagation constant, means they are of same type of it, but there is some little difference in their phase, means the two waves are out of phase. Like if the source that is emitting the light source, that will have same frequency, that has same amplitude, that has same propagation constant, but they are meeting from two directions, means they have different phases. So for that one, if we can write this as r sine now omega t minus kx plus 5. So this one you can take now. Let's according to superposition principle, now whenever these two waves will meet, then the resultant of these two, like here the first wave that is moving, the second wave is moving, now they have superimposed over each other, that means they are meeting at a point, and after meeting, if the waves that is traveling as a single wave, and its displacement equation is given by y1, that's y2, and for example this is suppose y. So according to the principle, this y can be calculated as y1 plus y2. That's I have told you in last class, that is we can calculate the resultant displacement by algebraic sum of these two displacements, the individual displacement of the waves. Now here let's write down the equation, that is r sine omega t minus kx for y1, then plus, let's put the value of y2 also. So y2 is r sine now omega t minus kx plus 5 from here. Now we can use the formula of sine alpha plus sine beta, and that is the trigonometrical formula, and its value is given by 2 cos alpha minus beta by 2 into sine alpha plus beta by 2. So let's use that formula now here. R we can take as the common. So if you will take r as the common, then this is sine alpha, this is sine now beta. So we can write down this is now the sine alpha plus beta. So if you will find out that one, alpha plus beta by 2, so it means this is alpha omega t minus kx, beta is omega t minus kx plus 5. So if you will add these two, so 2 omega t minus 2 kx plus 5 upon 2 we will have, and if we will solve it again, then that will give us omega t minus kx plus 5 by 2 from here. So this is in sine. Now in multiplication, in cos, alpha minus beta by 2 we have. So here we will take minus sine, then omega t minus kx, that will be cancelled out from here, and finally the term that we will get, that is cos of 5 by 2, because cos minus 5 by 2, that's value is cos 5 by 2. So we can write that one. Now from here let's put this value here, that is r cos pi by 2. Also along with this one, we have here 2 in the formula also. So you can put now, this is just like 2r. So this is 2r cos of pi by 2 at a single place. Then this is sine omega t minus kx plus pi by 2 from here. Now this is the displacement equation of the final wave after superposition. If two waves that will superimpose over each other, then this will be the final displacement. Now in this displacement, we can see this portion, if we will replace it by some other constant a, that is, as you can see, 2 is constant, r is amplitude of the wave, that will be constant, phi is the phase between the waves, that is also a constant. So all the quantities are constant, so this equation can be replaced by another constant. For example, I am just going to replace it by some a. So we can write it, this equation as a sine omega t minus kx plus phi by 2 from here. So we can see this equation is following the same equation as the original one, like omega t minus kx plus phi by 2, means this is also a wave, that is also harmonic wave here. So this is harmonic wave. Whenever two harmonic waves that have same amplitude, same frequency, same propagation constant, they will superimpose over each other. Then after superposition, the new resultant wave that will be formed, that will also have the same characteristic, means that will also be the harmonic wave with same frequency, same propagation constant, but different phase and different amplitude. Now that amplitude will change after the superposition with the two waves. So this is now the change in amplitude, that is known as superposition of the waves. So here you can see this a, this is the amplitude of the new wave, that is the resultant wave. This is a value 2 cos pi by 2. This is the value of the new wave. Now here we can see this phase difference between the wave, that will be now phi by 2. So finally, I think this is now clear. Whenever this whole thing will be changed, then according to that one, the resultant will be changed automatically from here. Now here we can also calculate the amplitude of the wave by using this equation, that is intensity of the wave. So intensity of the wave according to this wave relationship, later also we will see this one, that is directly proportional to the amplitude square. So if you will solve this proportionality constant k, you can get, that is I is equal to some ka square. So you can find out the value of intensity, that will be 4 r square cos square pi by 2 from here. Means we can calculate also the intensity. And now you can see in this one, the amplitude or intensity, that is depending on the factor cos pi by 2. Means if cos, this value of the phase will change, then according to that one, amplitude of the wave will also change there. So as cos is varying for different values, then amplitude will also vary in this case now. So we can find out whenever the amplitude will be maximum, where amplitude will be minimum. So obviously for the maximum value of cos pi by 2, amplitude of the superposition of waves will be maximum. Like for example, the first wave that has sine wave nature. So if this is now the first wave that is traveling in space, and that has displacement, suppose y1. Now the second wave that has also the same amplitude, that is moving in this way. This is moving, this has same amplitude. So this dotted line wave is now our second wave. So whenever they will superimpose in such a manner, when pi by 2, means the phase between the two waves, that will be same, means they are having the same phase. You can see they are leaving the mean position at the same time, they are having maximum value of displacement at the same time, they have all this displacement at same time. So that time their phase will be obviously 0. So for that case, when they are in the same phase, this value of cos phi by 2, that will be maximum value for the phi is equal to 0, and that time A will be equal to 2r. So r is the amplitude of the first wave, again r is the amplitude of the second wave. So it will be 2 times of that one. We can see now the resultant of these two waves, that is now the resultant that has just a value of displacement, that is y. So you can see after superposition the amplitude of the wave can be increased easily, and that is depending on the phase between the two waves. If the phase between two waves will be 0, then that time that will have the maximum value of the amplitude, that is equal to 2r there. Now we can see the minimum value of amplitude also can be there, and minimum value of amplitude will be here whenever this cos phi by 2 will be 0. So you know cos theta is 0 at 90 degree. So if phi by 2, this will have value 90 degree, or also we can see the phi will have value 180 degree. So if phi is equal to pi, then that time they will have the phase in such a manner the amplitude will become 0. Means after superposition the two waves will have 0 amplitude. And now in this case you can see according to this phi is equal to should be here, that is phi. In this case phi is equal to 0, that we have maximum amplitude, that is equal to now this value we can see, this is 2r. But in the case of this phase difference, if one wave is traveling in such a manner, this is the first wave that has displacement y1. Now the second one will be out of phase, that is 180 degree out of phase. So its wave will travel in this manner now. So this is our second wave that has displacement equation given by y2. Now we can see at any point you can see if the amplitude vector that is directed in this direction, then for the second one it is directed at the same time in opposite direction, and the amplitude of both is same, so they will cancel out each other, and finally the final resultant of there that will be 0 obviously. So in this case this line, this is the resultant wave that is traveling across the axis here, across this line, and that time that will have 0 intensity or 0 amplitude. So we can now finally see whenever these conditions are satisfying in space, the intensity of the wave or amplitude of the wave that starts to redistribute. At some places when the phase is same, then that time that will have maximum amplitude, but when the phase starts to change between them, then that time amplitude starts to vary. So we can see after superposition a varying effect of the intensity or amplitude we are observing. So this is now the different behavior of the waves whenever they are superimposing over each other, they are meeting with each other. So now let's see the next thing, that is the application of superposition of principle. If this knowledge you have, where you can utilize this, or how many types of phenomena we will have after on base of this superposition, because in this case we have taken an assumption that for two waves the amplitudes are constant, frequencies are constant, means that they were same, propagation constant were same. But what will be if they will be different? Then that time obviously the equation will be different, the amplitude and resultant will be different. So according to that, in applications of superposition principle, there are three applications that are very important. The first one is here stationary waves. So stationary waves we will discuss that one by one. Next one is beats, and third one is called interference of waves. So there are three types of phenomena associating in superposition of the waves. Two waves are superimposing over each other. They are having different properties, and after that they are showing different behavior. Now let's start to see one by one here the things. That is the first one, stationary waves, or we are also calling it standing waves. So let's see now the first application of superposition principle here. So standing one now. So for the standing or stationary waves, there are certain conditions. So when two sets of progressive waves, wave train of the same type, either they can be both longitudinal or both transverse, having the same amplitude. This line is very important because these are the condition under which we can get standing wave only. If these conditions were not satisfied, then that time standing wave you cannot ever get. So first the condition is both the waves that are superimposing over each other, they should have the same nature. Either they can be longitudinal or transverse. Second one, they should have the same amplitude. The third one here, they should have the same time period, or you can say frequency or wavelength, traveling with same speed along the same straight line in opposite direction. So these are now the limitations for the standing wave. The two waves should have, again I am repeating, the two waves should have same nature, either or longitudinal or transverse. The second thing is that they should have same amplitude. Third is they should have same time period or frequency or wavelength. Fourth one is they should have same speed, they should travel in the same straight line but from the opposite direction. Means the here if after that one they will superimpose a new set of waves that will form, and that will be stationary in the space. That's why we are calling them stationary wave or standing wave. So now the resultant wave here that will be produced, that will not propagate in any direction. Either the two individual waves through which this wave will be constituted, that will be plane progressive wave, that will move, but after their superposition the wave will be constituted that will not propagate in the space. That's why we are not calling it progressive wave, that is called by standing waves. Next one, there will not be any kind of transfer of energy in the medium. If there will be the transfer, automatically there will be the generation of progressive wave. So in stationary waves there are certain points of the medium which are permanently at rest, that is their displacement is zero all throughout. So we are calling these points where the displacement is zero as nodes. Similarly there are some other points where the displacement or the vibrations about their mean position that has largest amplitude. We are calling them antinodes. Now again you can see the stationary waves that are of two types, just like the nature of the wave. Here one is longitudinal stationary wave, that is and the transverse stationary wave. So longitudinal stationary waves that are formed by the resultant of the superposition of two identical longitudinal waves traveling in opposite direction with the same characteristic that I have told just now. For example, here stationary waves produced in organ pipes. Organ pipe, like the example I will tell you in musical industry, that we have flute and other all things like that. Now next one, and in air column of resonance tube, apparatus are longitudinal stationary waves. Later you in your laboratory you will also see the resonance tube apparatus there also. Next one, transverse stationary wave. So in transverse stationary wave that are formed as a result of superposition principle of two identical transverse wave that are traveling in opposite direction with the same characteristics before, like same amplitude, time period and all. Next one, for example, if you will see the examples of them, stationary wave produced in the strings of any vibrating string of sonometer or the guitar, sitar, that all you have seen. These are the example of transverse stationary wave. Now let's see the formation of stationary wave in string by the graphical method first. Later we will also see it by analytical method, but first let's see by the graphical method. So let us consider a string that is fixed at two ends. For that one, suppose we send a continuous sinusoidal wave of a certain frequency towards the right side. So this is now the suppose the two ends you have. First of all, that is here a string is fixed between these two ends. Now after that one, here we are sending a sinusoidal wave of certain frequency into in their right side. So if you will see this type of sinusoidal wave, let me just draw this one. If this is not identical, you can make it. Now after this, on reaching the right end, after reaching here, it will obviously feel interface here, and due to interface, before this one I have told you the process of reflection, so it will reflect back from here. So if this wave is now going to reflect, then due to reflection of the wave here, the wave will starts to come back, and now due to their the wave will be come back. Already a wave is going from here, a wave is coming from here. So due to both of kind of these waves, now the two waves will start to superpose over each other. Means here there are not two waves exactly, the single wave that is coming, but that is reflecting. So the reflected wave and the incident wave, we can also say that these two are going to superimpose over each other, and due to both of them we are getting the stationary wave in the space. And now the production of the stationary wave is depending on the phase between the two waves, that is phase between the reflected wave as well as now the here this station incident wave. So for example, let us suppose that the two waves that have the same direction of the propagation, like here this is the incident wave that is coming. Now this is the, by dotted lines I am showing, this is the reflected wave that is coming here. So suppose this is now the reflected wave. Now there the superposition of these two, as they are looking in the same direction, same phase, so their superposition, after that one the resultant amplitude will start to increase now in this manner. So this is the graph for the resultant amplitude, you can see. Now this resultant wave, this one that you can see, this is not going to propagate in the space, so this will be the stationary wave also. Now next one, after this one, again the next type of wave can be produced here. If from here the wave that is going in this manner, now after this it is coming in this manner. So in this case, as I have just now told you, here this side of amplitude will be cancelled out from this side. So this will be now the wave that will show the resulting. So this is now the standing wave, because that will not have the another property, that is not progressive. From here to here it will come and it will stop here. So this kind of the production of the wave in the string, that is known as now the just standing wave. So I think this one is clear now for the graphical method how the waves is produced now. Next one, after this, the next topic in this one, that is characteristic of the standing wave or the stationary waves. So first characteristic, the disturbance is confined to a particular region between the standing point. You can see the particular regions are selected here for the production of the stationary waves, and here the wave are going and they are reflecting wave from a point. Second one, there is no onward motion, like here you cannot see any kind of motion of the wave after this point in the space, so that's why we cannot call it just like the progressive wave. Third one, the total energy associated with the stationary wave is twice the energy of each of the incident and reflected wave. So the total energy will be 2 times, that is incident wave energy plus reflected wave energy. Next one, there will not be any flow of the energy in the space, that's why there will not be the production of progressive wave. Now as here you can see at some points here, like this point, this point, this point, and this last point, you can see this has a minimum amplitude point, that is 0 amplitude point, so they are called as nodes, and the maximum amplitude points you can see, these are called as antinode in the stationary waves. So these are all now the information about this one. Next one, here all the particles that are except at nodes, they execute simple harmonic motion about their mean position in the standing wave. Now amplitude of vibration of particles varies from 0 at nodes to the maximum at antinodes. Now wavelength and time period of stationary wave for the same for the components wave also. So this is all now the characteristic of the standing wave that you have seen. Now students, in next class we will see the analytical method for this one, like the how with using mathematical method how can we understand a standing wave. So let's end our class here with this discussion today. Thank you, students.